We're back.
We are here.
Yes.
Everything up from last time,
I know. I feel like it's been a year, but
but it
only
hasn't.
been a few. I know. It just feels like it's been a long time.
It's been a short period of time, but we're
Uh,
doing our part two of our finance
that's
situation.
right. So,
Yes, more on
a
that.
pen. Make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper and your lip gloss.
And your
Eh,
lip gloss
eh.
and an iced tea, maybe. I have an iced
I have a
tea.
Topo Chico. Grapefruit. Found
Mhm.
it.
You know what? They haven't had the grapefruit. They've only had the lime, and I'm having a hard time finding them. Sprouts had them, but nowhere else. I don't know what the deal is.
Burger still has them, so thank goodness. Every time I run in, when I see them, I grab them.
I just wonder if it's one of those things too, where are you going to keep selling them? Is it a reason? Is it because they're popular and they're selling out, or you're not going to have it anymore? You know how that
Yeah,
goes.
I can get the lime ones anytime, but it's a carrot at Costco too.
The great at our Costco, they only have the mineral
Plain.
water.
Oh,
They
they
don't.
have plain and lime at Costco, but
They
the
don't
bottle's
have.
really, really big. I'm like, ooh,
Oh
can I
yeah,
take
you have
that?
those big.
Remember?
You have those
They're
big
really
bottles.
big.
Big bottles. But do you have a big bottle right now, or is it a little bottle?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's your regular.
It's great food.
Regular.
Yay.
I got my Pete's.
Oh,
Okay.
yay, Pete. Oh,
Yay. They were having issues with their app.
I miss my Pete's. I have it in the morning, but I miss I like the black tea lemonade. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
But
you like
Eating
your
Goat here,
coffee.
that cute little coffee place in town, has a green tea peach one.
Ooh,
It's really good.
ooh, that sounds yummy.
Super good. So I'm almost tempted it's to get over there one of these days.
Ooh,
Anyway,
yes.
I digress. That could be for another episode.
Yeah, we can talk about tea
Fun
until
things to do in Franklin. And then we have to do Dana Point, I suppose. Or
yeah,
San Juan.
what?
I
What?
said we
Oh,
could do
San Juan.
fun things to do in Franklin, and then we could do, I guess, San Juan, Dana
Fun
Point.
things to do in San. There's lots to do in San
I
Juan
know.
and
But
adjacent.
but
Yes,
I have my most recent fun thing to
we
do in
could.
Franklin.
We could totally do that. Hey, if you're ever visiting, Franklin,
Franklin.
Nashville area, hey, hey,
What's the thing you were sad to miss?
what did I
Mm-hmm.
miss? I don't
What
remember.
did
What
I
did I?
just do?
Oh my gosh. Yes, alpaca yoga. I know. I really wanted to do that,
I
but
know.
I was there like 2 weeks too early.
Too early. Yeah, it was too hot
Yeah,
for the alpaca.
too hot. But
Lots
we'll
to
have to
learn
go.
about alpaca. But we digress.
We'll have to talk about the alpacas and all the fun things with that
Fun
too.
things to do.
Yes. But anyways, we're talking about financial
Yeah,
situation.
this is just the continuation. The last time we really got into like individual finance things,
Yeah.
making sure, like you have your own credit card, making sure have stuff set
Your
up.
own.
Never too late to start.
No.
Just all remember emergencies happen. So, set some money aside, make sure it's set aside that you
Yes.
can't really access it. You can put it in things to make sure you don't touch it in case of actual emergency.
Yes.
But one of the things we weren't able to really go into more was like talking about trusts or setting up trusts and why to set up a trust. The reason you set up trusts is really, should something happen to you, it's to avoid probate and taxes and lengthy issues dealing with courts
Yeah.
or attorneys. So you set up a trust to put in your assets. Most people will put their homes in a
Mhm.
trust. You put anything, um, big accounts, you put in a trust. Um, you set up for people with children. That's where you set up the guardians. You have to
Yeah.
have guardians. You also have to have trustees, and sometimes the guardians and the trustees are the same. It just depends on how you want to handle things. And that's one of those things. Whenever their life changes, you have to go back and relook at everything. It can't just because it changes. It's kind of a
Change. Oh yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a living document that you'll adjust and change because maybe the people you originally set up as your trustee aren't available anymore, or you're in a different place, or your kids get older and you don't really need guardians, but you still need a
Yeah.
trustee who can actually manage, funds, whatever. The
Mhm.
other thing that people don't think about is your animals.
Yes, I know.
Something
I'm
happens. Where do
yeah.
the babies go?
Yeah.
The other
That's
thing
true.
that goes, it's part of your trust is a list of assets and who you allocate assets to. It might
Yeah.
seem silly, but
No,
What are
it's
people
not.
going to do with furniture, jewelry,
Gosh, yeah, you
money
don't think
collect,
about that stuff.
handbags, whatever, it's a lot of stuff, a lot
Yeah,
of things
sure.
to think
Yeah.
about. So there's that. There's things like power of attorney. There's a medical power of attorney, and then there's your regular power of attorney. There is wills that have to go in it. And then there's, different health things like a lot of people have that do not resuscitate. So you don't know,
Okay.
like, do you have DNRs? It's super fun stuff to do. But it's, yes, ma'am.
Raising my hand. Question. Um, oh my God, I totally had a brain fart because I was going to ask you a question. Oh, is all of that stuff you're just talking about all in a trust too?
Well, so
The
the
power of
trust,
attorney
what
and all
happens
that
is
stuff?
what happens is usually you'll get a packet and there's a document that's your trust.
Okay.
Then there's other documents. There'll be your power of attorney, your medical power of attorney, your
Okay.
will. And, within the trust, that will be where your trustee, backup trustee,
Hmm.
guardians, beneficiaries, who is actually the beneficiary of the trust, that all gets named in there and where things go. And if you don't have beneficiaries, you can set up other people, or you can do something like donor advised funds. So if you have certain charities that you want to donate money to, you can allocate those within the trust. But it really does depends on the level of assets that you have. And
Hmm.
but if you have children, you need a trust. If you own a house,
Oh,
you need a trust.
100%. Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Those are two big
And if
things.
you have any accounts over a certain amount, you really need a trust because no one can get access to those funds. It'll go through probate, which is
Oh, okay.
other than your checking account. Checking account is separate. You don't put your the checking account in the trust.
Oh, okay.
You always keep a liquid account for
Mm.
emergencies that if that somebody what you do is as like for older parents say,
Okay.
you get access to their account and you're
Yes.
a signer on the account. And if you're a signer and then you hold an ATM card as well, and then
I
you
see.
pay
I
for
see.
things. So
For them. Yes. So
for
you
that.
have
Yeah.
that access to access their.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and it's really important. I had to do that all with my dad, and
Yeah.
I had to do it in a very short period of time, and it was a lot of work, but
Yes.
and a lot of paperwork because there was many, many, many different trust
Account.
accounts,
Right.
trust accounts across
That's something too,
three,
not to have
three or
so
four
many,
institutions.
right? Isn't that something too? Don't have so many. I
Well, it's
mean,
okay to spread. It depends on, asset levels too. A lot of people will put it across different institutions depending on how much they have.
mm,
Um, But I'll be honest with you, going and tracking down and finding all this stuff and having to manage one, two, three, like five
wow,
different institutions can,
that's a lot.
especially when you're doing taxes for somebody that didn't do their taxes for a while.
Yes,
Whew.
right? I mean, it's crazy because you don't realize that you could be responsible for someone else who's not, say, your child. Like you think, okay, I'm going to be responsible for that person, but your parent that you could be held
Well, that's the
responsible
thing. And if they don't disclose, and I would tell people to, if they can talk to their parents about it sooner rather than later, what happens is
yeah.
they get really um they get distrusting, and I have no idea why. It's like,
Well, because money, I think anytime people talk about money, assets of any sort, it's
yeah,
very
yeah, I
uncomfortable
guess,
for
but
people.
it's more about just, hey, where is everything?
Thing.
Where do you want everything to go? Give me, at least keep me informed at whoever it goes to.
My parents gave me a big binder.
Yeah,
I have a big binder that I
yeah,
have at home. So if anything happens, everything is
right.
in the binder.
But things have changed in your family recently too. You have
That's
great
true.
grandchildren now. And
That just happened. Yeah, exactly. So
exactly. And that's not, if they make changes,
yeah,
you don't know about it. That's the other thing
yeah,
is
I need to
if
ask them.
you do, because what happens is if you make changes, what you need to do is make sure, because, there are challenging people in some of our families that
Yes.
might contest changes
Mm,
after the fact.
yeah,
Yes, dealt with that. Super
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So there's things
I'll
like
said
that
definitely.
as things change and happen. That's why I'm saying a trust can be, it's a organic, really.
Yeah.
It's an organism. It's a thing that has life because
Yeah.
it's meant to
You
carry on,
can't change
carry on,
it,
and carry on.
once
Yeah.
every 20 years. You need
Well, and
to,
then there's okay, and then there's so this will take me down the major rabbit hole.
oh my goodness.
So you've got the oh shoot, now I've drawn a blank on what they're called. Revocable, irrevocable,
Oh yeah. Yes.
revocable.
Yes.
So what happened is my grandparents' trust, when my grandfather passed away, my grandmother passed away first. When my grandfather passed away, my dad did not convert the trust into his name.
Oh.
After a certain period of time, it became irrevocable.
Oh.
Can't make changes to it. So you have to,
Mm.
so, and my dad was power of attorney, but didn't know where, didn't even have a copy of the trust. I had to go on the treasure hunt of all treasure hunts to track down. I had one old document from 2011 and I tracked down the trust and I went to the attorney and the attorney says, "Oh, we don't have it." I go, "You have to have it. You have to keep
A
document
record.
these things
Yeah.
for record." So they finally found it, sent it to me. Then what I did is I sent it to my attorney and said, "Okay, we need to change all of this." And
Yeah.
so what has happened is, yeah, so you have to be really careful because some of this stuff can create like crazy situations. And especially if you have like a grandparent that wants to leave you everything but doesn't really have anything. They're called wish
Yeah.
trusts.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, that doesn't do me much good. No,
Uh,
but it's just, and then if so that was the other thing is my dad did switch over his his their my grandparents' house, I think, to his name. I believe
mm,
at least did that. But there was just so many other things related to that. So it was quite the
yeah.
endeavor, quite the
Yeah. I mean, you don't realize these things, especially if
Mm-mm. You don't
somebody,
realize until something happens, just like like
no.
with Cole, when he passed that, I, he and I shared everything, so I had access to all his accounts
Thank
and
goodness.
yeah, and he used my same investment advisor for his account, so it was all I had access to everything because somebody stole his stuff, and I had to
Yes.
fix that, and so that was super fun. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
but
awful.
it's good to make sure you have those kinds of relationships or at least that kind of
Yeah.
communication, especially as your children get older and they graduate and they're out on their own. If you don't have access or an idea of where that stuff is, I mean, and something happens, it creates so much. Because
And to teach your
after
kids.
the age of 25, I believe they have to get their own health insurance.
Yeah,
So
something
then
like
they're all
that.
on their own. Then you can't, then
Yeah.
you're like out of the loop completely.
Yeah. So it's good to teach your kids this, especially at
Really important and really
college
important to
age,
sit
start
down and
teaching them, you
yeah,
know,
or
and
and at least have some kind of attorney or access to legal counsel to help you set some of this stuff up.
yeah,
There's some that are a little more inexpensive for people that don't have um, you know, big, big estates.
yeah.
But, these days people's property is usually worth quite a bit. So, just making sure that there's not a fight over who gets what. I've seen it happen to families where people get in fights over the
Oh
who.
gosh, I saw it in my husband's family, stuff.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Ooh, people can just get so nasty, and I just
Over
I
what
guess
you
I'm
think you're
not that
entitled to.
way.
It's like, well,
Yeah, I guess I'm just not that way that I would fight over something, but I
mhm.
mean, people claws come out,
Yeah,
and
they really do. It's really strange.
but I think it's because it's anything that deals with money or assets that's
Yeah,
get
yeah.
crazy. People can get cray cray.
Well,
But I know, um,
I've even heard situations in talking to like either attorneys, and I also have a really good tax person, a tax advisor, which is critical to
yeah,
then say, okay, how should I do this so from a tax benefit as well? So everything you do with your attorney, you make sure your tax advisor knows as well, because it's really crucial that those two things, because it can really create major problems. But I've talked to my tax advisor, and she's told me many times where she's had clients where the kids are just waiting for the parents to die so they can take their money. And I was like, well, that's just horrible.
that's awful. stressful. That must,
You
I
don't
mean,
get
I'm
a
assuming
job
they don't
until
have a,
your parents are older and you think they're gonna, you know, better be careful. They may
yeah.
not leave you anything.
They could change that. They could change that will and everything the last
That
minute. You
cat,
never know.
her, your mom's favorite cat could get all the kibble and more.
Oh,
Well,
there you go. Oh, geez. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that stuff is, it can be stressful, and a lot of people don't want to talk about
Well,
it.
and
You
it's stressful
know.
because on top of it, you're dealing with loss. So
Exactly. Exactly. And you don't want to think about that. You don't want
yeah,
to think about losing
that's why
somebody.
if you have it set up beforehand, before there is any incident, I've had other family members that they didn't set anything up before and tried to do it. And I made the suggestion you should do it while they're in the hospital, at least get part of the documentation done. And then they didn't. And then it created, and then you're waiting 12 months.
Oh,
Takes
God.
sometimes 12 months just to get things transferred over
Yes.
because, they it'll go through probate and you have to wait.
And you know what also is people who have like multiple families, meaning say you were married and divorced and then you're remarried again and that person had kids and this
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that can get super messy as well.
Yeah.
I've had clients that have had to go through
Oh,
that and
yeah.
deal with,
Yeah.
the spouse's children when
Yeah. Well,
and
that's one of those things that you can, again, if you set your trust up
yeah.
properly with the person, you can say, okay, well, this is me and my husband, and we married and we have two children. And
Hmm.
from our assets jointly, something happens to me, then the husband gets it. Then
Hmm.
the stuff that's carried down from me goes to my two children, should somebody else remarry and have other children. And then, so you can,
Yeah.
there's all these things that you can cover in it. And you have to, it's morbid to think about, but it has to be thought of because you think, oh, that
Important.
will never happen. And oh, yes, it does. Happens
Yeah.
almost every time. Almost
Oh
every
yeah. No, that stuff happens all the time. I was something
Mhm.
I was going to backtrack on was when I was really young, my parents started a savings account, and when I got
Mhm.
old enough, then I got a checking account. But I started that young, very young, and I
Yeah.
think it's important if you have kids or whatnot
Yeah.
is to start that at a young age.
Yes.
You know,
And
so
teach them about saving up for stuff, teach them about
exactly,
because and not having debt, because this is what gets caught.
yeah,
People get
it
caught in
becomes a
this. It's
cycle,
a, it's a,
vicious
it's a
cycle.
vicious hamster wheel that you can't. It's hard to get off.
And you can't rely on someone else because I've also had friends where, say, their parent or someone else said, don't worry about college. I will have that all paid for you. And then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
When someone does tell you I'm going to get this for you, I'm going to do this for you. It's like you can't really always rely on that. You need
Yeah. You
to
always have to
rely
have
on
your
yourself.
plans. Yep.
So the younger you start things, the better, and start putting any extra money in
Aside.
aside. Yeah, have a savings account and just start doing it, I and never too late to start these things.
Again, never too late.
Yeah,
Never,
exactly,
ever
exactly.
too
It
late.
reminds me though, because I had an account, I think it was my IRA account, as my mom as my beneficiary. And
Now you need to switch it to Justin.
yeah, yeah, which that's something else we need to chit chat about
Yeah.
too.
Well, it's easy to go in as most people now, and nowadays it's so much easier as you can go in and
Online. Yeah.
online and you can make all those changes and verify things and edit. Because I had a problem with one of doing some stuff for my dad because when you get older, you have to, past the age of 65, you have to start taking your required minimum distributions out of your IRAs.
Yes.
Otherwise, you get penalized on it from a tax perspective. You still get
So
tax. You still have to pay taxes on it because it's pre-tax money, but
yeah.
you have to, so and you get taxed on the income that it has occurred, so it becomes actualized income.
Yeah.
So so you have to pay attention
Want
to
to
that,
tax you.
and when somebody has like with one institution 5 accounts and some of
Hmm.
these, you're like, why do we have these small teeny accounts? Ugh.
Like, let's condense it or
Just
something,
yeah,
you
I
know?
consolidate it as some. It's easier to
Yeah,
manage, and I have no
that's
idea what the
true.
rhyme or reason was. These little accounts and
To have little ones.
oh, what is this? What is this account? Why is it here? I don't understand. Anyway,
Let's let's make life easier.
yeah, and that's the other thing too is you have to have if you have all the documentation and you
Yeah.
have it ready and you're able to walk in with a packet of, hey, here's the copy of the trust, here's the power of attorney, here's this
Mhm.
form, here's that form, then you
Whew.
then it's
Yeah.
but it's a lot and it's a lot of
It is
time.
a lot. It's a lot.
It takes
So,
a lot of time.
everyone out there listening, look into this. Start if you haven't already.
And it
Talk to
doesn't
your
happen
family.
overnight. There's going to be hard questions.
No.
That's why when you meet with somebody who does it, especially if you have children and you have
Mhm.
assets, they're going to ask you the hard questions.
Okay, here's
Who takes care of your kids if something happens to you?
no,
Have you
yeah.
actually really thought about that? Because that changes as
Yeah.
it changes who
Yeah.
you all of a sudden go, yeah, I don't want that person taking my
No, no,
out.
it could change. I mean, yeah, I remember my best friend came over here and we sat down with the documents if something happened to them, for their little one.
Yeah.
It, of course, we were crying as we were,
Yeah.
we were doing it, but you
Yeah,
know,
it's not pleasant.
but it is important. You have to do that. You have to set these things up. You know.
Absolutely.
Here's a quick question too. So, where do you go to go get a trust? You go to a bank? Do you go
Yeah, you
like
go to an attorney,
you go,
trust
okay, so
attorney.
you would need to find a trust attorney
You'll
in order.
try, there's tons of them around. There's also now smaller, like you'll see them advertised on TV now, like these organizations that'll help you kind of get
Okay.
basic
Navigate.
things started. But,
Okay.
just that's really by word of mouth referral. Find somebody that, that you
You
respect,
can
that
just ask a friend and say, hey, do you have a
you have a
trust attorney
trust
or
attorney.
someone that you
Yeah.
recommend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's one of those things you can, again, it depends on your ask base and how detailed you need to go.
Yeah.
That's much it. Because it does cost money to put this into place
Yeah.
because you also have to file, like if, say, your house isn't in a trust,
Mm-hmm.
you have to refile with with the county.
Ah,
There's those things that'll happen. There's going to be
okay.
stuff that happens, or um, say you change the trust and because your even your loan will have to go through. It doesn't change your loan. You just have to fill out paperwork to make sure it's laid out.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
There's
sense.
also like you can put clauses in it to say, okay, this money is set aside over here for this gets paid first, this gets paid second, kind of thing. Like you can set
Nice.
up for like with life insurance, you can say, okay, this life insurance account
Mm-hmm.
pays for the rest of the mortgage, and then the rest goes over here, or the rest gets allocated here. And they talk
That's
about
something.
like step up, step down things for children, depending on how old they are, when they have
Yeah.
access to funds.
That's something else to talk about is life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have it through Justin's work. We each have.
Right.
So we didn't have to go and get a separate policy.
Yeah,
But
we've had term policies for years.
yeah, so we have it through his work, but some people don't have that where you have to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I know I would always get forms from AAA about starting life insurance and what,
Yeah.
but so something else that people should
Right. Well,
into.
there's term policies that they set up till you're a certain age. Past a certain age, you don't really need life insurance if you have set up your retirement
I see.
properly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we still have life insurance through a certain date that we pay for every year. But after that, it
There's
expires.
date. So why, okay, what do you mean through a certain date? Like so until you're a certain age or is
Yeah.
that what
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a
Now
term.
is
They're
that
called term.
different?
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
called term policies. If you have a full life insurance, it's so much more expensive. So they do term policies starting at a certain, we started when we first got married, and it was really more if something happened to Paul where the
oh,
remainder of the life insurance we had plenty of life insurance to pay off the house so that there
I
was,
see.
and I was still to be young enough to work and all that stuff.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see. So
Yeah.
you did it to a certain age, like when we turn
Yeah, they
blah blah
typically
blah.
like you'll do like a 30-year term policy and
I
it costs
see.
this much for this much. And it's
Okay.
we're dependent on it if something should happen. It's one of those things that was more set up just to pay off the mortgage at the time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, or if something happens. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's, we have something like that with it, but it's through Justin's work. So,
Yeah.
okay. But not everybody has that. So you have to go and
No, and it is an additional annual expense. You can set it up monthly. We just pay for it annually. It's
yeah,
something that comes
it's
up
just
every
one of those
day. Just pay it.
extra insurances that we have. And
Yeah, but it's one of those things, I've known people that have lost their spouse early and it really did come
help,
in to help. Yeah,
help.
because there's
Yeah.
expenses that you don't even think about.
No, not at all. So something
Yeah.
that is super important. And I know when we get Jane on here, when she's going to talk more about elderly and dealing with elderly parents and
Oh,
whatnot, and there's different kinds of insurances too. I know she knows a lot about. So when
oh
we get
yes,
her
good old
on,
Medicare. Can't wait till I get to go on that. Love that thing. Medicare is awesome.
got a few more years, few more years.
Not, I only have 2 more years that I can get it.
I was 65.
No, I can start getting Medicare at 62.
Really?
No, yeah,
I thought
no,
it
I
was
can start
65.
getting Social Security at 62,
Hmm.
Medicare at 65.
Medicare 65. Yeah, yeah. Because there's some
Oh,
weird thing about that you have to start applying at, I don't know. There's
oh,
some
yes, yeah, I have to start applying early. Yes, they already gave me
yes.
my notice that at
What?
62. Oh yeah, I got it like
Oh my goodness.
I got it a few months ago and I had to like so I have it set aside. So I already know what to do since I did all my
Mm.
stuff for my dad.
It's like the notice I got in the mail when I turned 50, and they're like,
ARP.
"Ooh."
Welcome to AARP.
Right? No, it was like, you need to check your colon. Here's your sample, your little thing. You have to
Like,
put a
eh.
poop sample in there. Yeah. Like all those things when you turn certain ages. You're like, ooh,
Document. Oh,
yay,
there's a milestone that I never thought I'd
there's
reach.
a milestone.
Yeah, woohoo.
Congrats.
Yeah, no, there's all that stuff. Medicare, and then you get supplemental insurance. Oh,
Oh my
with all
God.
that too. So much
Fun,
fun.
fun. So much fun. Well, we'll talk about that when we
No,
get to that
Jane. We'll
point.
let Jane talk. I'm not staying
Jane,
here.
she that could be a twofer as
Two
well,
for
because
two
she
for as
has
well.
lots of information. But this was really helpful, hopefully helpful for those out there.
Yeah,
And if they have
hopefully.
any questions, right?
Yeah, I'm certainly not the expert. I've just had to do a lot of it.
You did do a lot. Yeah,
I've had to do a lot
exactly.
of it. So I kind of know I'm kind of halfway through the battle because I know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, I've been forced. I mean, it's like,
And
oh,
learn. It's best to learn from other people that have had to go through.
yeah, don't learn in the midst.
So, yeah, exactly.
Not good to learn in the midst. It's better to learn beforehand and until you get stuck and all of a sudden you're going, oh no, what
Right.
do I do?
It's just more stress added upon stress,
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what we say at the end of every episode? Give yourself
Yeah,
grace. Lots
exactly.
of it.
Lots of it,
It's
one day
just
at a
food for
time.
thought, something to consider doing
Yeah.
because it's really, you don't realize how important it is
Till
until
something happens.
something happens. And then because it can create just so much division and undue stress
Yeah.
between you and family members, and it's just not worth it at all.
No, not at all. Save your butt.
That's right.
On that
Okay.
note.
Well, on that note, next
On that
time,
note.
well, we don't know what the episode will be. I don't know if it's going to be Jane, fun things to do in Franklin.
Ooh. Yes. Hey,
Oh,
that's a great
yoga.
topic. I love it.
Yes, that
And
is fun.
other things, I think we were going to talk about some other alternative therapy type things
Yeah.
too. So that's
Yeah.
always a good one.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next
Yeah.
time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.